All right, so if I have places in my plate, little pits or divots or scratches that are especially big that I can't get out with sandpaper, I'm gonna wanna go ahead and do what we call scrape and burnish. And so this is a triangular scraper, which will have a few of these sitting around the shop, and you can also purchase your own. And lots of different theories about how you're supposed to hold these, but if my scratch runs this way on the plate, what I like to do is I like to go ahead and just take a very sharp scraper, and using the sharp edge, I just go into that like this, and I'm trying to scrape away as much of the copper around that scratch as possible, so I'm bringing the level of my plate down kind of slowly. It's like if you have a big ditch in some sort of like a field, you can either fill it in, or you can just kind of grade everything else down around it so that it's a little bit more of a slope than it is a big divot. So we're trying to kind of make it a slope, if that makes sense, from my farming days. So I like to go in and again, you can see this copper is coming off of this thing. You just kind of go back and forth. I'm trying to just scratch out that thing, and I'm not using the sharp edge. I'm just trying to scrape as much material as I can off of this, so as much copper as I can get off of this. Trying to get off, just trying to level everything out so it's exactly the same level. Okay, once that's done with my scraper, again the triangular scraper here, you can see it's got 3 sides. I'm going to go ahead and switch over to the burnisher. And so if I leave this now, this place I've scratched and scraped, you can kind of see that it's very much all ground up and beat up. And that's going to hold a lot of ink. That's going to be a dark place if I print this in black ink. So I'm going to go ahead and try and burnish this out with my burnisher. So you may have a burnisher on the back of your etching needle, but whatever it is, it's going to be round and flat, and it's going to have like a nice smooth kind of surface to it. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to use this. And I put a little too much oil on there. You don't need that much. You probably only need that little bit there. And then with a lot of pressure, and this is where printmaking requires a lot of elbow grease and kind of just blue collar labor, you just push down on it, and we're trying to just smooth out all those scratchy scraped areas so that my plate will end up printing a little bit more smoothly there. And I got rid of that big giant scratch that was in it. So I'm just going to keep doing this for a few minutes and see how it turns out. And the oil just keeps it from scratching at all. It just gives it a nice smooth kind of surface. So just keep going, and when you do this for real, you'll end up working on this for a long time, putting a whole bunch of time and energy into it. But if you look at that now, it's not so scratched up. It's got a little bit more of just a smooth kind of burnished surface. So what I'll do next is I'll just go ahead and hit that little corner with just a little bit more sandpaper. And I'll see if I can't get rid of that little spot.